Welcome to the Battle Zone!
The following contest is scheduled for one fall increasing first, making his way from the Tales of Sinbad.
This is AWL Strong and Free, episode 103, and we are starting off tonight with a man who always seems to be bumping his head against the ceiling of that next level in professional wrestling, but never quite breaking through. The Rock, T-H-E-R-O-C, AWL Dojo graduate, former Canadian national champion, the man who refuses to take a new tag team partner, and he's facing off a man who can't seem to keep a tag team partner. You'll see what I mean in a second.
And his opponent, making his way to the ring from Canadian parts unknown as the Matt Machine, Mr. Wrestling Machine.
Mr. Wrestling Machine, apparently no longer, or at least as far as King of Trios is concerned, not wrestling alongside Danhausen as part of Why the Hell Not. Apparently Danhausen decided not. Last week there was something where Danhausen basically declared that he was in King of Trios. Mr. Wrestling Machine said, wait, we are? Danhausen said, no. Which, the fact that Danhausen is not here tonight does indicate that Danhausen's in King of Trios, but Mr. Wrestling Machine isn't. So taking the tag team issues off the table for the moment, this is a singles match, one-on-one. Mr. Wrestling Machine currently at -3 in the win-loss ratio, career record of 3-6. The Rock at +6, 32-26. Bang the gong, the match is on. This is AWL, the Animated Wrestling League. If you're looking for original professional wrestling, some of the best in the world in my opinion, of course it's my opinion because I'm the one making the show, click that subscribe button, give us a like, leave a comment, let me know you're out there. Unless you're just going to spew absolutely obvious AI and hate speech, I will respond to pretty much any comment written. Alright, 30 seconds in now, the Tachiai going to Mr. Wrestling Machine, takes the arm, goes into that Fujiwara armbar. Mr. Wrestling Machine of Japanese origin, a member of the Strong Machine family, that claims that he came to the wonderland of wrestle, to Canada, to learn a better way, a more technical way, and it turns out that that entire story is almost completely bullshit. Off of the top rope now, axe handle smash. And we've got an interesting lineup for you tonight in our main event. We don't actually know what the main event is. Amy Wade has asked for an open challenge. We're going to have trios action, possibly previewing King of Trios. We got a big singles match, AWL versus AEW, and we've got a plethora of tag team matches for you as well in This Week in Tag Team Wrestling. All of that to come a little bit later tonight. Oh, right into that metal bike rack that we use as a crowd barricade here in Canada. Mr. Wrestling Machine in trouble, 20 count on the outside in AWL rules matches. And that's something that I've been saying is a bit of a cliche for over a decade now. But now that we've got the Black Tigers controlling AWL Hontai, the rule set does tend to change a little bit here in the AWL from match to match, but not here in Canada. Here we care about the rules, we care about who wins and loses, we care about technical wrestling, and you know what? We're going to have matches that are actually in a bloody wrestling ring. That actually happened in Hontai earlier this weekend, I should say, where we had a wrestling match where neither participant ever actually stepped foot in the bloody ring. That was Saber Tiger Jr. versus Yamada Jiro of Zaidan J. Never even touched the ring until the match was over. Absolute nonsense. But here we have professional wrestling. the way that it is supposed to be. 10 count halfway through the time limit. Mr. Wrestling Machine getting beaten from pillar to post against those crowd barricades. And that's just solid metal. That is a bike rack with a cloth slip cover over it so it looks somewhat decent on YouTube. And now it looks like, yes, The Rock is going to reset the count, or at least protect himself if he leaves the ring. I think he's... Oh, God, The Rock! The Rock, the bird of mythology, is about to fly. Let's see what he's going to do from a terrible perch. High cross body rolls through and gets picked up. Mr. Wrestling Machine with the strength of his ancestors. The Rock flying through the air with the greatest of ease, like the bird that he took his name from. The energy that he channels, but Mr. Wrestling Machine giving lie to himself as the great, I don't know how you would say this, as the great technician. Cover inside the ring now. 1, 2. Only 2, says senior official Joey Baba Ganoush of the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family. And out of curiosity, I've been using that gag about the Baba Ganoush wrestling family since like 2004, 2005, something like that. If you actually know what I'm referring to, the Baba Ganoush name in pro wrestling, if you actually know what that's about, leave a comment, let me know, because I want to see if anybody but me gets this joke. Couple of right hands, and face first. The Rock in complete control as he has been throughout this match. Spine buster! And we know that is a lead up to what he likes to call the spell check. R-O-C-B-O-T-T-O-M, the rock bottom. Check the spelling. 1, 2. You can't sue us for this. And I love that. Reaching the halfway point of the time limit, The Rock has been playing with his food so far. Collar and elbow, what are we doing here? Going up.
5 minutes and a match. 5 remain.
The wrestlers can hear those time calls just as well as you and I can, as we know. Mr. Wrestling Machine, the masked mat machine he calls himself, has been touring around Canada for quite some time, made a home in classic championship wrestling in the greater Toronto area. There's the flying splash of The Rock. 1, 2, but not quite enough. He's already kicked out of the ROC-BOTTOM at least once so far. So The Rock's going to have to find something good to finish this. Eating a lariat, probably not a good way to win a match, just to be honest with you. Mr. Wrestling Machine trying to make a comeback here. We'll see what that is in a moment. 4 minutes and change left. If this goes to a time limit draw, it's a push. Nobody wins, nobody loses. Mr. Wrestling Machine, who enters this match, as I said before, with a 3-6 record in the league, needs the win. The Rock, 32-26, he's trying to build up. He wants to go up to +7. The higher your win-loss rate, A, the safer you are, B, the more opportunities come your way. Majiku 2 benefiting from some pity and an underdog opportunity on Hontai this past episode. That doesn't come around every day. The AWL Commissioner is not that merciful. 3 minutes, 23 seconds. Time is about to become a factor here, and considering The Rock has been doing pretty much all of the attacking and taking very few actual bumps here, I imagine the fatigue factor is going to favor The Rock, unless he's just blown himself up cardio-wise, and I don't think he has. Oh, beautiful overhead release.
There are 3 minutes remaining.
And now a little ground and pound action from The Rock. Looking to put away his opponent for good. Oh, wait a minute, a bit of a reversal. Some forearm strikes right to the face. Intelligent defense by The Rock as he rolls to the outside, and we are back where The Rock has been beating Mr. Wrestling Machine like the proverbial government mule for pretty much, I'd say, at least a good 60% of the contest. 2.5 minutes left, 75% of the way through the time limit. Elbow drop, but no, you could hear the elbow bouncing off that pad. And as you can see from the other side of the crowd barricade, that is just solid concrete under that thin wrestling mat. And you drive your unprotected elbow straight into that, you're in trouble. That could break something, that could shatter a bone. The Rock may be wasting a little too much time here, not a lot of time left.
There are 2 minutes remaining.
Case in point. Looking for one more, maybe another spine buster. No, ROC-BOTTOM! Check the spelling, it's the rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. Good night. This is what happens when you don't have a Danhausen. Everybody should have a Danhausen. Very useful. Very nice, very evil, very useful. Actually, have they ever won a wrestling match as a team? I don't think they have, actually.
Here's your winner, The Rock.
Another step forward for The Rock in pro wrestling like in sumo. The only thing you can do, keep pushing forward. The Rock will get his opportunities in the fullness of time. Though I have to question at this point, how long is his patience going to last? This week in tag team wrestling, we've got a whole bunch of matches and we're going to get through the highlights right now. First match of the night, Augment's Wasteland War Party. This is in the Joshi Tag Team Division. Both wrestlers, both teams I should say, having their first match of the season, looking to get points on the board. And of course, the more wins you get in the tag team ranks, the better your opportunity of getting a shot at the best 4, and in this case, the Joshi Tag Team Championships, as held by, as every title is held right now, the Black Tigers. So neither of these are two teams that people are particularly supportive of. The Augments, of course, bastardizations of the Mad Sciences, the Wasteland War Party. I admit, they've got their fans, but kind of insanely violent maniacs. I still remember Heidi Howitzer diving out of the ring through a ladder, just to take, I believe it was Yin, out of a Wasteland War match. Beautiful vertical suplex by the non-binary nightmare, Max the Impaler, the now former NWA World Television Champion. That title lost by them not that long ago. And a swinging power slam, and considering how big they are, that's the power of the Augments. Pure muscle. Even though it's not actual muscle, it's more like hydraulics. But you get my point.
10 minutes have elapsed. All is remaining.
All of these matches that we're only showing you the highlights, these matches are 15-minute time limit, non-title tag team matches here in the Animated Wrestling League. Heidi Howitzer now in with a much bigger Project Kaiju. And there's the kick. It was a knockout blow to win the match for the diabolical Dr. Jigoku and his hideous Augments. That brings the Augments up to 1-0 in the tag team division this season. The non-binary nightmare, Heidi Howitzer, down to 0-1, and at this early point in the season, that is a massive difference. We continue our look back at the week in tag team wrestling as the Conglomeration versus the United Empire, and both of those teams, that tells you nothing. Representing the Conglomeration, it's Tomohiro Ishii and Asuka Rocky Romero, so this is essentially Chaos versus the United Empire. UE represented by AEW's Mark Davis, recently returned from significant injury layoff, and the newest member of the Empire, Templario. I believe this is the first time Templario and Mark Davis are teaming together. They certainly have never teamed outside of the Animated Wrestling League. Cast your mind back 7 days. Templario picking up a victory over Rocky Romero in their first singles match and 30th overall encounter in their careers, mostly in CMLL. It's their 31st meeting, but back to more familiar territory in tag team wrestling. Ishii Tomohiro coming in now and gets taken down by Templario, and you don't think of these smaller luchadors as being the powerhouse, able to knock down a human tank like the Stone Pitbull. And yet, down and maybe for a cover, 1, 2, Mark Briscoe and AEW and ROH's Mark Briscoe, and looks like, yeah, she is out there. The Babe with the Power, Willow Nightingale, former and final Chikara Campeona de Parejas. So a star-studded team, a long decorated team is the conglomeration. Not the only conglomeration bout you're going to see tonight. We've got the Augments Project Tetsu versus the Conglomeration's Orange Cassidy coming up a little bit later tonight. But this match for points on the board in the tag team division. Both teams looking there for their first point, and there, the United Empire knockout, not even bothering with the cover, don't need it. An incredible tag team match. Good tag Kogeki here by the United Empire, but it was another good Kogeki. Better tag team cohesion by this group, but this move here, I don't know what he calls that, so I'm calling it the Sword of Templar.
Here are your winners, Mark Davis, Templario, the United Empire.
And whatever he calls it, that is enough to get the victory. Up next on This Week in Tag Team Wrestling, we got a match with rank on the line as the number 4 rank in the AWL Best 4, the Den of Serpents, face the team that beat the AWL World Tag Team Champions in a non-title match last week, and that is, of course, the New Classics. Referee late on the count there on that beautifully executed delayed German suplex bridge by the suplex master Sammy Nix, and of course the leader of the Monster Union, Ophidian, the dictator of the Monster Union. I'm starting to think of him, quite frankly. They were punished. They were sent all the way down from number 1 to number 4 in the AWL Best 4 for breaking the rules of the league, traveling to Japan, attacking the tag team champions on AWL Hontai when they had no right to do so. Under our rules, under the rules of the brand extension, the branch split, if you will. And now, any loss to an unregistered tag team, as the New Classics are, means that the Snakes are out, and Snake Bite from the Cobra Venom, Dogugiri, Snake Bite, Hisatsuwaza, and saved by his partner, saved by the Technical Wizard Lee Masters, as Hebitsky refocuses his efforts on the suplex master Sammy Nix. Flying leg drop, no water in the pool. Do that long enough that'll put you in a freaking wheelchair, just ask a certain racist. Climbing up to the top rope now. Gonna go for it again. Yes, he does. This time he connects. If at first you don't succeed, find out why, then try it again. About 7.5 minutes left on the clock here. All the time in the world, as you know, because we're doing the highlights of this. Tag is made. And even though that snake bite was broken up, you gotta believe that the suplex master still having trouble seeing because of that burning, stinging cobra venom from Hebitsky DDT. And he looks like he's out of it. Can't see what he's doing. No intelligent defense. The referee makes the calls. The practitioner and the master of Snake Style picking up a much-needed win to maintain their place in the AWL Best 4, the team that has the record for the shortest ever reign as World Tag Team Champions.
Here are your winners, the Den of the Serpents.
That brings the Den of Serpents up to 3-0, undefeated this season, a dominant force in the tag team ranks. And now we have our featured tag team match to be brought to you in its entirety. It is a number 1 contenders match, as the number 1 ranked House Classic face off against number 3 ranked T49P, Team 49th Parallel, our international tag team. And the winner of this contest will travel over to Japan for the next, well, sorry, actually not next week, but the week after. They will travel over to Japan, they will book their tickets to the BTW Arena for an opportunity at the Tag Team Championship of the World and to hopefully end this Black Tiger domination. 2 Grand Slam champions on T49P. And of course, the first ever intergenerational tag team in the history of the Animated Wrestling League. Matt Classic Sr., a Grand Slam champion in his own right. Former Grand Champion, Tag Team Intercontinental Champion as well. And winner of the Oshogatsu Taikai, Hassan, identical record to become Grand Slam Champion. Kid Canada, Grand Champion, Tag Team Intercontinental and Canadian National Champion, missing only the Oshogatsu Taikai to become the second ever 5-star champion. Whereas Hassan and Matt Classic need a Canadian National Championship win in order to achieve that elite 5-star status. One of the last graduates of the original Stu Hart Dungeon 1.0, tags in the Arab American Dream, one of the most loyal Season 0 originals of the AWL. One of the first ever graduates of the AWL Dojo. He did his initial training back in the New York independent scene in the early 2000s. Unfortunately, back in that day, and honestly probably several places still today, nobody would let him be himself. They insisted that he be a post-9/11 stereotype. He refused to do that, and frankly, more power to him for it. But Hassan traveled to Japan, traveled all the way to the other side of the world to find a place where he could wrestle as himself, and that was the Animated Wrestling League. 12 minutes, 20 seconds remaining as the second generation Matt Classic 2, part of the bumper crop of 2015 rookies. And that means that we don't have a lot of the 2015 rookies still around, but that means those guys that are, they are 10-year veterans at some point this year. Unbelievable how time flies in professional wrestling. Kid Canada, a Season 2 veteran of the Animated Wrestling League. DDT. And Matt Classic, he's been wrestling since 19... whatchamacallit. I believe he is the oldest active professional wrestler in the world. Wrestled everywhere from Chikara to Wrestling Society X to hundreds of independents around the world, hundreds of territories as he still calls them. Nasty looking headbutt there. And he is a former participant in King of Trios tournaments, alongside the man now known as Avery Good, professional wrestler, formerly known as Dasher Hatfield, and Pineapple Pete, SKA, Sugar Dunkerton, as the throwbacks, unfortunately never advancing out of the first round of the King of Trios tournament. You gotta think, if they can find, if the Classics can find a tag team partner, a Trios partner, they could probably do better than that this year. The 2025 King of Trios tournament, only 7 weeks away now, will happen as part of Champions Week, where all titles are defended, but we will also be having the King of Trios tournament at the same time. 20 count on the outside. We've hit the 10. And that headbutt, that'll be a fine from the AWL commissioner. I don't think... you know how some people think, you know, parking tickets and speeding tickets are the price you pay to drive a car? Fines are the price this man pays to do his headbutts. Unfortunately, far too many people in the league who have that opinion from what I can see. Coming up to the top, and Matt Classic off of the top rope with a King Kong knee drop. That is a match you do on pay-per-view. Matt Classic jumping off of the top rope. Alert the sports section of the local newspaper, of your local village gazette. That is a first in professional wrestling. Matt Classic doesn't like going to the ropes. That's too newfangled for his taste. He barely tolerates it in his son. Overhead wrist lock now. A move that he would have been taught by the Hart family in the dungeon. Come on, kid, let me show you something. But here's the thing. You know who taught Stu Hart? Matt Classic. 1, 2. Matt Classic was a veteran of the ring wars when Stu was breaking into the business as a young whippersnapper. I have honestly heard Matt Classic say that Kid Canada is carrying the torch of Canadian wrestling, of that Stampede dungeon style, and he is actually pretty impressed with it. Back elbow strike. These two knew each other back when Kid Canada debuted in the league as part of the World Warrior Exhibition, our first ever trios tournament. These two were together as part of Team World, with Matt Classic representing Parts Unknown, and they were alongside the first Transylvanian werewolf in the AWL, simply named Wolf. Long time ago that was. Collar and elbow tie-up. Into the corner. Tag Kogeki, we're going to see it. What do we think, you little alley-oop? High cross body block by the Arab American Dream, Hassan. A diving tag, Ricky to Robert, in this case senior to junior. Sling blade. And you see he's a little more modern in his style here. Crazy knee drop. Connects. With 7.5 on the clock, plenty of time. Collar and elbow tie. Remember, this is for a shot at the Tag Team Championship of the World, so this is for a shot of taking the first step towards saving the Animated Wrestling League. The first suplex didn't work, but perseverance is a virtue. Snap vertical suplex as well, and looking for the ripcord knee. Looking for every cover he can find here, but only getting the one count. Is that desperation, knowing how badly beat his father is right now? Matt Classic Sr., I don't even see him at the ringside. Matt Classic 2 has to win this on his own. Clothesline, he maintains wrist control. Rapid clotheslines, he likes this as a setup. To the ripcord rider kick, and that's the knockout. Ripcord rider kick. It's Reiwa Resu time, baby. Ha ha ha. Watch this, twists him up, all round drop kick. Got him.
Here your winners of the #1 contenders, the Animated Wrestling League World Tag Team Championship, Classic.
If the Tigers won't announce a card, we'll make main events on our own. Can you say mismatch?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making his way to the ring from the laboratory, representing the augment, Project Tetsu 3.0.
Project Tetsu 3.0 is a Triple Crown champion of the Animated Wrestling League. He is a former multi-time AWL Grand Champion, Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion. And through almost all of that, he has been accompanied by his creator, Dr. Jigoku, who, despite being in the corner of the Joshi augments in the tag team match earlier, conspicuous by his absence in this match. Maybe he doesn't take Orange Cassidy seriously, but more likely, in my opinion, he's up to something, and I don't know what.
And his opponents, being accompanied by whoever, representing whatever, fighting out of wherever, the wrestling squeeze, Orange Cassidy.
Now, Orange Cassidy apparently was something to say to the rest of the conglomeration. Oh. Well, that's a surprise. Ishii saying, yeah, that's okay. Well, I think we just had a strategy meeting with conglomeration, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. I mean, I can't imagine Orange Cassidy, given his history, wouldn't want to participate in the King of Trios tournament in 2025, but I guess not as a member of the conglomeration. I wonder what he's thinking. But right now, he needs to be thinking about the giant monster in front of him as Orange Cassidy gets shoved down to the canvas by Project Tetsu 3.0, the Dean of the Active Augments, one of Dr. Jigoku's original experiments, back when he was, in the evil doppelganger business, and created his machines as evil, twisted copies of the best heroes of the Animated Wrestling League, and this is so long ago. The hero, the Technico, the babyface, if you will, that Project Tetsu is molded after? Gamba. Not Gamba Hishi Dark, Gamba. Think about that for a second. Do you even know who he was when he was the Japanese megastar? A lot of people probably don't. Vertical suplex tried, and a very simple escape. Orange Cassidy, a lot of people call him lazy, and I completely understand where you get that idea. But he is the world... Hang on, cover here. 1. Cassidy kicks out. Cassidy is the world's most efficient professional wrestler. Yes, he taunts his opponents by putting his hands in his pockets and giving them light little kicks as if they don't actually matter to him, as if nothing actually matters to him. But that's all mind games. None of that is real. Hard right hand. There is a very efficient headbutt. That will be a fine, of course. But Tope Suicida, that's what happens when Orange Cassidy decides that he wants to try. Is that his true ability comes out, and he is a gifted high flyer, a gifted athlete who can move around that ring like a ball of fire. 10-minute time limit in this singles match here in the Animated Wrestling League. Orange Cassidy, this is his 19th match in the Animated Wrestling League. He is 8-10, so a ratio of -2. Unfortunately for Orange, Project Tetsu 3.0, a member of the 100 win club, 101 career victories, 69 career losses, ratio of +32. So -2 meets +32, putting Project Tetsu as one of the top performing athletes, human, machine, demon, spirit, or anything else, in the entire Animated Wrestling League. Orange Cassidy, of course, no slouch outside of the AWL. In AEW, he holds records for most title defenses of any championship in that organization, with his record, his genre-defying runs as the first All-Atlantic, what I used to call the failed geography champion, and the now international championship. Elbow drop from the top, vintage AWL, from a vintage AWL creation. 1, 2. Creation, of course, of Dr. Jigoku. Oh, gosh. That's more emotion than I'm used to seeing. Both of these men, I'm not used to seeing them showing emotion in the middle of a match. Orange Cassidy because he chooses not to. Project Tetsu because I didn't think he was able to. But of course, without Dr. Jigoku here to keep a leash on him. What is this? Tornado DDT! Doing significant damage to the superstructure of the cybernetic augment that is the Iron Project. Project Tetsu. If you wonder what Tetsu means, in Japanese it's iron, as in the metal. Some very efficient strikes there to the grounded opponent. As Project Tetsu 3.0 able to get to the ropes, pull himself up to a vertical base, but right where Orange Cassidy wants him. Hard shot down to the floor he goes. 20 count on the outside. Orange not going to take that. Oh, high! Almost a high orange punch. Almost a slingshot version of the orange punch. Like I said, Orange Cassidy, he is like a coiled snake. And I don't mean that in the Ophidian Hibiscai insult way. I mean, this guy will just sit there until he's ready to unleash whatever he's got planned. Or whatever he just thinks to do on instinct. I don't even know. In order to unleash full fury on his opponent. Recently coming off of a feud with Jon Moxley and the Death Riders.
5 minutes of elapsed. 5 remain.
You'll notice in the graphic that we show at the beginning of this from the original photo shoot, which was admittedly a while ago, Orange Cassidy, he's gotten rid of the blue jeans and the blue trousers now for black. As Orange Cassidy breaks the plane of the ropes, resets the count at 1. Ishii, Tomohiro of the conglomeration watching on, as is Mark Briscoe, the former multi-time Ring of Honor champion. Nasty looking attack there by Project Tetsu. Another backbreaker. Ishii knows he cannot interfere. He knows the rules as well as anyone. He also, I think, knows in the AWL, the official will actually disqualify you if you cheat, unlike in, say, New Japan. Oh, round and round and round we go on the concrete. Orange Cassidy, not what you would think of as a hardcore wrestler, but more than capable of being... Oh, right! Oh, no, that's going to break him. That is going to break him. A man who fought off the dark influences of the Death Rider himself, Jon Moxley. Oh, Orange Destroyer! On the steel ramp. You can see the diamond plating there. This is insane. Well, this is not BTW rules. Someone's got to get back in the ring by the 20 or there's going to be a ring out. Cassidy down. I don't think Project Tetsu is listening to the count. Don't think either of them are. The augments will not be in King of Trios. They've only got 2 male augments, and unfortunately, the laws around here require that we not do intergender wrestling, though there are bills in front of the relevant commissions, athletic commissions, to try once again to overturn that. We'll keep you updated on that. Going forward, but there's a DDT. Orange Cassidy into the cover. No wasted motion. Complete efficiency as always. 1, 2. 2.5 minutes remaining. 75% of the match time has gone. Orange Cassidy, I think, better in the ring than he is on the outside. Project Tetsu. Orange Cassidy with quite a bit of experience wrestling people bigger than him. In every sense of the word. Up and the splash. Not too efficient to go to the top rope, but it's still not enough. Cover of opportunity. 1, 2. Just in
There
time.
are 2 minutes remaining.
And now we're going to see a little urgency out of Project Tetsu, if not out of Orange Cassidy. Right hand. Looking for Isatsuwaza. Tetsu Doraiba! Game over. Oh, wait, Rocky. Asuka, Rocky Romero, he's gotten teams disqualified. He's gotten the conglomeration disqualified before. He really needs to watch himself. But Orange Cassidy able to kick out of the Tetsu driver. This man will not quit. Elbow drop from the top. The referee may have to call this here. Orange Cassidy not defending himself. Trying to roll onto his stomach to prevent a cover. Good instincts, I guess. But now showing intelligent defense, and there's a drop kick. On a normal man that would get to the head. With Project Tetsu, it got to maybe the stomach. Nope, that's not going to work. He doesn't have the arms Nelson. The legs not in the right position. Couldn't be with someone as big as Project Tetsu.
1 minute left.
1 minute, and that means time to uncork the Orange Punch! Orange Punch with less than a minute to go. 1, 2, 3. Orange Cassidy overcoming the odds, quite frankly, to pick up a much-needed victory. Give Project Tetsu his 70th career loss right there with the Orange Punch.
Here's your winner, I think, Wrestling Scream, Orange Cassidy.
And Orange Cassidy showing far too much excitement. The conglomeration paying for the pyro, I guess. King of Trios is coming soon. So you know we're going to be having trios matches for a while. We saw this group debut as a tag team, now their first time as trios.
The following trios contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first, the trio combination of the hot property, Fire Ant, the Phoenix Dragon, Shenron, Ninja Mac. Together they are, Flame of the Spirit of Ninja.
The most 1990s team name I have ever heard. Flame of the Spirit of Ninja. But to be fair, that does incorporate all 3 of their styles. The heat of the hot property, the flame of the hot property, the spirit of the spirit dragon, and the ninja of ninja, Ninja Mac. 3 wrestlers, very similar styles, and in fact these are 2 trios with very similar backgrounds. And I would expect some incredible high-flying action over the next 20 minutes. 20-minute time limit in trios matches here in the AWL.
And their opponents, the trios combination of Razorhawk, Thunderhawk, Xyberhawx. Together they are the flyest team of the galaxy, the Xyberhawx.
The Xyberhawx, we are well past 2,000. The Xyberhawks set to fly. Razorhawk going to be leading them. We know these 3 are a trio in the King of Trios tournament. They remember their history in Chikara, the birth of the Xyberhawks. And of course, Fire Ant, a 2-time King of Trios, alongside different iterations of the Colony, including the one that he deemed to be the Colony once they won the tournament. Four of these 6 wrestlers have wrestled in Chikara, and the other 2, frankly, I'm surprised they didn't. Collar and elbow tie-up as Ninja Mac faces off against Razorhawk. Razorhawk has had the most time here in the Animated Wrestling League. As a matter of fact, as I take a look here, this is Razorhawk's 38th match in the Animated Wrestling League. 17-20, ratio of -3, whereas this is Ninja Mac's 15th AWL match. He is 5-9. So he needs to win here. Both these men do. On the negative side of the ledger, this coming of the Trios tournament, we do not have Trios championships, as that's not something we can do. Apparently, I've been told the traditional King of Trios medals will be handed out to the winners of the tournament. It will be considered a special accomplishment within the Animated Wrestling League. I have no idea if we're going to be doing this every year. We are doing it this year at the behest of the great and devious Ultra Mantis Black as a rallying cry to bring the heroes together, to bring a little bit of that Chikara magic into the Animated Wrestling League in order for us to fight off the invasion that has conquered our company. Cover one, no, not even a 1 count, broken up by Fire Ant. If anyone knows Trios matches, it is Fire Ant. Of course, the Xyberhawx and the Spirit Dragon with great experience there too, but paling compared to the Hot Property. Ninja Mac, most known I believe for his work in Noah and Shinhon Puroresu. Tag made to the aerial artist, the master of motion, zipping across the ring like a lightning bolt and taking out everybody in his wake, but tags back into the Maestro, tags back in to, I believe, one of the wrestlers who's involved in his training, Shenron. That being, of course, Fire Ant, snapping super kick into the, oh, look, almost like an X-Flex there. Back up to his feet, Fire Ant, definitely. I'm surprised he's not getting the "You Still Got It" chant. Fire Ant has been doing this for a long time. I need to double check the numbers here. I just checked, nearly 21 years as a pro. Fire Ant debuted in March of 2004. It was just a couple months, just about a month or so shy, month and a half shy of 21 years in the business. His career's almost old enough to drink. Ninja Mac. Oh, look at this. Ninja Mac showing that ninja special. Into the cover. One, inspired by the work of the great Sasuke over the years. Ninja Mac removing Thunderhawk, the least experienced member of the team, from the ring. Danger Hawk, one of the last of the Xyberhawks to debut back in the Chikara days. Razorhawk, essentially a Gen 1 original of the Xyberhawk faction. 13 minutes, 44 seconds, long time here, 20-minute time limits in these bouts, and that's what it's going to be in King of Trios as well, bar, I have been told, the finals. The finals of King of Trios will be no time limit. Once we get our final 2 trios, we will have kings. Several trios have already been announced. Obviously, we've got these 2. We've also got Ningen Damashi were the first trio to announce that they were going to be in the tournament. We found out earlier this week that, or late last week I should say, that the Black Tigers will be fielding 2 trios. Mathematically, they have to make that essentially one of themselves, one Black Tiger trio and one Zidon J trio. We know that the conglomeration will have a trio, and we know that Mark Briscoe will be in that trio. But Orange Cassidy we now know will not. We know Danhausen's looking for partners. It's getting complicated here. We are trying to put together this tournament. 16 trios, 3 nights, 3 videos, 4 matches to become King of Trios 2025. Diving tag to Ninja Mac. And that right now, these preview matches are all about reps. They're all about getting your trios, your tag team, your trios cohesion,
15 remaining.
your teamwork under control. Because it's going to be a marathon. Yes, it's 3 days. Yes, you get to rest overnight. But there's no way you're going to heal up from a King of Trios match in, 12 hours. Not going to happen. That's assuming you get a full 8 hours of sleep, and you're probably not going to. Shenron, the Spirit Dragon, blue and white versus gold. DDT from the Master of Motion. He's an aerial artist. He's a warrior. He's a goat. Well, he might be the GOAT, might be the greatest high flyer of all time. He's wrestled all around the world. He's held titles in countries most American wrestlers have never been to, and most Americans have never heard of. Like Chile. Most Americans don't know that that's a country. They think it's a food. Tag made, and oh, big boot does not connect. Fire Ant. So again, if the chiming overlaps here, I think probably has something to do with the training of these two. Only gets one leg on that cover. If he'd gotten the other leg as well, that probably would have been a 3 as we go to the outside. You can't be disqualified for interfering as the illegal man if you're on the outside in a trios match. Tag made to the most experienced meets least experience. It's Xyberhawx. And he's going up. We know what they like to do here. They like that tornado DDT. They find it as Xyberhawx with 13 minutes, 20 seconds. He's trying to go up, takes away. Oh, no! Kicks him away. Hits the axe handle. May have been thinking something fancier, but quickly realized, I'm up against freaking Fire Ant. I better be smart about this. Xyberhawx 4-4, ratio of ±0 in the AWL. Razorhawk back in. Fire Ant has not had a lot of matches here in the AWL. He's been it's a 7-12, ratio of -5. That makes this his 20th career bout. He's been acting as a manager more than and a trainer more than he has a wrestler as of late. But here, that UMB, that Ultramantis Black, the Great and Devious One, the mayor of Parts Unknown, had somehow figured out how to bring back what I would call the heart and soul of Chikara, the king of trios tournaments. That seems to have reignited the fire within Fire Ant. And he, the last ant standing, looking to once again, for the 3rd time in his career, there's never been anyone who has been king of trios 3 times. And if Fire Ant is able to pull this off, he will do so with completely different partners every time. First time, hang on, cover 1, kick out. First time, it was with Silver Ant and, of course, Soldier Ant. Second time, Thief Ant, Green Ant 2. Third time could be with Shenron and Ninja Mac. Shenron coming in. Shenron, former Young Lions Cup champion, I believe. I need to double check that. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm being told I'm wrong about that. Shenron has never did hold the Young Lions Cup. Obviously, even if it were an active title still, he'd be too old. But Razorhawk did. He was Young Lions Cup champion. And there is a hard shot there, but a great distraction with the drop kick. And we're seeing Flame of the Spirit of Ninja learning to work together, which is pretty impressive. Fire Ant, also a former Young Lions Cup champion back in 2008. Round and round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Tag into the Ninja, Ninja Mac, Ninja of Ninja. If you get that reference, you're as much of a dork as I am, and I love you for it. Oh, got him. And not often this man who's competed in Best of the Super Juniors can throw his weight around, but Ninja Mac can in this case. In this realm of the birds, of the high flyers, this land of the sky, springboard dropkick does not connect. But he does follow up with that uppercut. Lucky shot, I think. Up, round, all around, he gets it. Up, down, all around, I should say. He gets it with about 10 minutes and change left into the cover. Will this be it? 1, 2, no! Like a bolt out of the blue, Xyberhawx with the save.
10 minutes have elapsed. 10 remain.
That's a good line. Bolt out of the blue, Xyberhawx. I like it. 1 in, 2 out. The referee's starting to have trouble keeping control of this. And that's the kind of chaos we can expect all night long, 3 nights long, at King of Trios. 9 minutes and 30 seconds roughly remaining. And look at that again, the weight advantage. And I don't mean that as an... Oh, wait a minute, cover... No, does not cover him. Goes for the hard shot. I think Xyberhawx realized he didn't quite have the angle there to make the cover properly. Irish whip into the neutral corner by Ninja Mac. No, shoved away by Xyberhawx, who's looking for a tag and just staggers back over to Thunderhawk. Collar and elbow tie up. Thunderhawk looking for a thunderbolt. Grabs the cravat using the ring itself. Oh, wait a minute, Manji Gatame, showing how well trained he is in world wrestling styles, international wrestling styles. Fire Ant with the save there from that submission, but Ninja Mac needing the tag now. Makes the tag to Shenron. And Shenron actually allowing a tag to Dangerhawk. Interesting strategy there, if indeed it was a strategy. And there's the drop kick. Oh no, he's building up a head of steam. The Master of Motion in motion! Backsplash! Handspring backsplash. And from the bottom frickin' rope, what the 450? And that's the knockout. Shenron picking up the win for Flammable Spirit of Ninja. I think I'm legally required to do that voice. Try to sound as much like Ninjor as I possibly can here, I think. We do indeed call him the Spirit Dragon. And we call that, what the 450? Flame of the Spirit of Ninja making their first trios match, first trios appearance, and their first trios victory. Can they ride that all the way to Champions Week and the KOT medals? Amy Wade has requested this open challenge. I don't know why. And for some reason, this is the main event. Who knows? Just go with it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is an open challenge match. Introducing first, making her way to the ring, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the true Toronto Star, Amy Wade!
Oh, interesting. Amy Wade making actually some of the same arguments I've been making. Oh, she's dropping the A. That means she's serious. What? Well, that is a massive gauntlet thrown down. But right now, who's going to answer the open challenge? United Empire. That means it's got, yep.
And her opponent, making her way to the ring from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, representing the United Empire, Ebony Nagasaki.
Well, as soon as we heard that United Empire music, we knew it had to be either Emily Nagasaki or Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd. Turns out it is the daughter of Kendo Nagasaki. Second generation British wrestler. But let's talk about what we just heard. Amy Wade, currently the number 2 rank in the AWL Best 4, has offered to voluntarily step aside from the Best 4 for a Canadian National Championship match. Normally that would be perceived as a downgrade. Well, you heard what she said. Bang the gong, our main event is on, and there's a hard kick. A couple of them, the former kickboxer. 1, 2, kickboxing, powerlifting, gymnastics. 3-sport athlete out of the University of Toronto is Amy Wade versus a woman with professional wrestling, the British style of professional wrestling, in her blood. And are we sure about this? I've just been told that, yeah, I think this is actually correct. This is a 10-minute time limit singles match Amy Wade has never beaten Emily Nagasaki in a singles match. She's beaten UK Gen 2 in tag matches, and she successfully defended the AWL Joshi Championship in a 30-minute time limit match against Emily Nagasaki, but she has never actually beaten her in a 10-minute time limit singles bout. So Emily Nagasaki answering the open challenge, and I think the open challenge was put out there because Amy Wade wanted the biggest platform she could find to drop that challenge to Black Tigress, saying, defend the Canadian National Championship, the title you've been holding hostage, to protect the Black Tiger Queen, to make sure nobody can complete the Canadian National Championship. Nobody can get those 5 successful title defenses you need to cash in the contenders' titles in order to challenge the Joshi champion, saying, defend that title against me, get over here, do your job as champion, and if you do, I will let you protect your queen by getting me, Amy Wade, out of the AWL Best 4. That's a challenge the Black Tiger Queen doesn't want to deal with. So Black Tigress accepts, and she beats Amy Wade. Amy Wade would be out of the title picture completely. On the other hand, a victory with the Canadian National Championship puts her 5 matches away from challenging Black Tiger Queen anyway, and it would break Total Tiger domination, maybe cost them some of their power around here, I don't know. The contenders' title are the titles of the lowest rank here in the AWL, of the active belt. We know that the Black Tigers, will control the Oshogatsu Taikai Championship until next January, and they will control the Natsu Taikai Championship, the summer tournament, until, well, this coming summer. Oh, look at this. No! Escape out the backside by the true Toronto star, Amy Wade, who, until becoming a Black Tiger Queen, held the record for longest undefeated streak, debut undefeated streak in the history of the league, besting Wonder Kid back in Season 0. And there it is. There's that sleeper hold. That's a pretty good move in this case. But that's actually a move that would be better, I think, for Emily Nagasaki. That's one of those moves that, being shorter than your opponent, actually gives you more leverage because gravity's working for you when you're trying to pull on the neck to cut off that carotid artery. Axe handle smash by I almost said the challenger. The 1, 2. Emily Nagasaki, I'm going to say this, stronger than Amy Wade. For years we called Emily Nagasaki the 10 pounds of muscle in a 5-pound bag. I stand by that. Amy Wade, a better all-around athlete. So this is going to come down to who wrestles their match. Double stomp, gets absolutely nothing. No water in the pool, as they say. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. Mark. And now, yes, I am a mark, I know. And now, off of the ropes. Oh, got something. I don't think Amy Wade got all of that, though. That's why she's not going for a cover. But she is going down into that Fujiwara armbar. Needs to really lean back into that a little bit more. Otherwise, that's going to happen. Coming up on the halfway point of the 10-minute time limit here. This is a sprint for both of these women. They know that. Emily Nagasaki, not in the AWL Best 4 at the moment. At least not in the singles division. UK Gen 2 active in the Joshi Tag Team Best 4. The top 4 rank, of course. That's where we pick our challengers. That's where we pick the participants in #1 contenders matches. But beating Amy Wade, an unranked wrestler beating a ranked wrestler, that would be a major shakeup, even if Amy Wade is willing to put that spot on the line. She needs to have it in order to wager it against the Black Tigress, against the Canadian National Championship. And now that Nagasaki locked in pretty tight. the Nagasaki drop, from which you can transition either to a pitting predicament or the Nagasaki lock. Forcibly fought out of by Amy Wade, doing an amazing job here against, as I said, a physically stronger opponent. And there's a knockout knee. She's won so many matches with that, dozens. 1, 2, only a 2 count. In fact, taking a look at the win-loss records coming into this match, Amy Wade with an impressive career in the AWL, 36 wins. And there's the knee to the back. 36 wins, only 9 losses, ratio of plus 27. Emily Nagasaki, 28 and 30, so a ratio of minus 2. Both these women veterans on completely different sides of the ledger. But that's what an open contract is all about. It's an open opportunity, a chance to do whatever you can to be the very best in the Animated Wrestling League. 3 minutes and change now. Time's going to be a massive factor if it wasn't already. Half and half suplex. I don't think she quite got the second half, as both women escaping to the outside. One more deliberately than the other, dare I say.
There are 3 minutes remaining.
That's going to light a fire under both of these women. Neither of them want a time limit draw. Time limit draw doesn't help Emily Nagasaki raise herself up in rank. And it wouldn't be a victory for Amy Wade. Amy Wade is a woman who cares about getting her wins back. Amy Wade knows she has never, well, I mean, I didn't know, but Amy Wade will obviously know. She's never beaten Emily Nagasaki's one-on-one 10-minute time limit. That's going to eat at a perfectionist like the true Toronto Star. You don't become a 3-sport university athlete without having a somewhat fanatical, somewhat psychopathic drive to be successful. And you certainly don't get there by allowing anyone to stand in your way. Strikes being exchanged all over the place here. Up. Oh, what is this? Looking for the athletic flex. Inspired by now stablemate Jeff Cobb. Got to imagine those two are actually training together. And that's going to make Emily Nagasaki even more dangerous. Up to the top rope. She's not much of a high flyer, but she can do it when she has to. She chooses not to. Oh, paintbrush! Overjudging the distance of the leap there. Sit-out powerbomb. Essentially a Liger bomb there by Emily Nagasaki, now going after the arm. And that's pretty smart. Take out the arm of the Canadian, and you take away the sharpshooter. The Nagasaki lock didn't do the job earlier. The sleeper hold didn't either. But I think the sharpshooter probably could. Up, and Nagasaki Doropu! And down into the Nagasaki lock.
1 minute. 1 minute left.
And as soon as she hears that 1 minute time call, Amy Wade digging down deep to pull herself out. Notice how she grabbed at the bicep and now focusing on changing levels, attacking with her feet instead of her arms. 1, 2. Kick out with 43 seconds. No time to get frustrated, Amy. You gotta finish this off if you're gonna have a chance. You want to fight. You want to risk your slot in the best 4 for a shot at the Canadian National Championship. You're gonna have to prove yourself, I think. I don't think Black Tigress is going to just accept the challenge. 30 seconds, less than 20 seconds remaining. Come on, cover her. No, rolls immediately to her stomach. Oh, wait a minute, now grabbing at the knee, that... No, that's blood in the water for a practitioner of the sharpshooter. Less than 10 seconds now. Emily Nagasaki, whatever she's planning on doing, she got to do it now. No, less than 3 seconds. We will not have a winner. This is a draw.
This match has been ruled a time limit draw.
Well, I don't think that's over. Next week, more trios will be confirmed, and hopefully we'll find out if we're going to have that Canadian National Championship match. But tonight, これで決まりだ.